What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic. Good morning, it's your boy CJ Goodfella. Y'all know what it is. We grinding back with that real trill boxing talk, man. And go holler at my homie Colosso Boxing Talk. Subscribe to that channel, please. But we working, we grinding. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. And Shawn Porter said that him and Danny should fight by the fall, August, September-ish, in the summer, fall-ish. Man, I'm just wondering, why it takes so long for them to make that fight happen. Both seem to be gym rats. I mean, both are under the same umbrella, Premier Boxing Championship, manager/advisement from Al Heyman. I'm just saying, why should it take this long to make this fight happen? Right now it's what, May? I mean, they can get that fight done in a week. According to Shawn Porter, this article I'm linking in the description with him saying that, he recognizes Danny Garcia as the A side in this fighter. He said, I was born the B side. Yeah. He knows his place, he knows his position. So it's always room for niggas that know their role, for real. And based on that, it shouldn't take that long. To chop up a venue, I mean, honestly, they should be fighting in July. They can make a TV date for this. If a TV date is, the network is an issue, Showtime can make a TV date for this. They should be fighting in really like July. Yup. You're talking about August and then September. It's too long to be waiting for this shit, man. Both of these guys are trying to go string that party out past July, past August, September. Shawn Porter look like he only want to fight once this year. And I bet not ever hear about him having money or financial issues nowhere ever. He fucked his career up waiting on Keith Thurman. Danny Garcia get 2 times this year. But it's sad. I never thought I'd see the day in boxing where it was a norm where guys only fighting 2 times a year. I mean, do people realize it's like 12 months of the year? 12 months in a year. And they not pay-per-view fighters, so it don't take 6 months to build a pay-per-view on my Floyd Mayweather voice. And I look at it, if the longer they string it out, that means the longer they gonna prolong having to fight Earl Spence. You could call me, you can call me crazy or say I got a crazy theory or hypothesis about this, but I think they're gonna want to stretch this out as long as possible. Fight one time this year, let Keith Thurman come back in the summer, and then next year they want to still fight Keith Thurman. They'd rather fight Keith Thurman because it's the known. Men fear the unknown. And the unknown of Errol Spence is they don't know how it's going to turn out. They feel that, okay, Keith Thurman, I fought him. He didn't knock me out. He didn't hurt me that bad. And I was this close to beating him in Shawn Porter's opinion. And so was Danny Garcia. So they'd rather go with the known. And on top of that, you got, Earl Spence only got 1 belt. So they'd rather have that WBA belt and then become the super A side versus Earl Spence and say, look here, man, I'm the A side and you're going to take this, that, and that. So basically it's the race to Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman going to want to try to get his second belt and his belt back with the WBC. So, it's crazy, man. It's real crazy. I know both of these guys, they ain't the most proactive guys when you talking about wanting to go out there and fight Earl Spence. I know it's the same narrative, it's the same storyline, whatever you want to call it. But, it has to be talked about. The major media, Dan Rayfield and the Stevie Kims and the Doug Fisher of the world, they don't really care about that shit, They don't care about they freezing Free Smoke Jr. out. That's Earl Spence, by the way. He said he want y'all to call him as Free Smoke Jr. They don't care, but I'm going to continue to talk that shit. Because when people forgot about Terrence Crawford and Jeff Horn, I didn't forget about that shit. I was really the only one channels that I've seen, and I don't follow everybody or subscribe to everybody, that's still talking that shit about that fight. When it wasn't being talked about, and then when it got remade. And then when I told you guys it got put on the ESPN Plus app. I was one of the first people talking about that. So, it's strange. I got a lot of love for fighters, but when you be trying to pull a fuck move or a hoe move, when you cross me, you lost me. And that's what they doing. Danny Garcia been on some bitch shit. Let's keep it real. He been after that Matisse fight and after that Herrera fight, He didn't want to fight nobody else. Only reason he fought Lamar Peterson because he thought it was easy pickings. Then Robert Guerrero, Paulo Malignaggi, Rob Salka in there. I mean, he ain't really been fighting nobody. Ever since he fought Herrera, he been scared to fight somebody. Really, he been scared. You know, he been trying to fight once every blue moon and get a check. Anybody like that just fight and pop up once a blue moon to fight a Rios, or fight a Rob Salka, or fight an Asian Guerrero, or fight an Asian Paulo Malignaggi. Anybody that's spotting and trying to pick their fights like that and trying to beat Floyd Mayweather, only making $1 or $2 million a fight, you know, they at the tail end of their career. I stand by what I said. Danny Garcia is ready to retire from the sport. He ain't got the same heart that he once had, or he don't have the same drive that he had at 140. That's apparent. You know, the Danny Garcia that chose to fight Matisse when he didn't have to. That's the Danny Garcia that was the end of the hardcore Danny Garcia. You know, that was over with for him. But, you know, Shawn Porter, he got an okay resume. But he barking, he doing all that shit, stumping versus Paulie, you know, talking shit to Keith. You know, he really, really uniform with his approach and his speech when it come to Errol Spence. Real. He real tight, he strict, talk right and keep it short and simple and plain. He don't want that work. You know, he better not say, I ain't never dug nobody, I ain't trying to hear that shit. You know, both of these some scary motherfuckers when it come to Errol Spence. You know, I just want to hear a commitment to, okay, we going to fight Errol Spence after this fight. Unless Keith Thurman is healthy and I have an obligation to fight Keith Thurman. I want to unify and become undisputed. You never heard that shit out of none of their mouth at welterweight. Neither one of them. You know, only ones you hear that from is from Crawford and Bud. I mean, Bud and Free Smoke. Those are the only one you hear that from. You don't hear that unification, undisputed talk from Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter. Because they know when they get that WBC title, they going to be acting totally different. You know, you know, Shawn Porter might even move up. He said, oh, I don't know how much longer I can make the fight, but I can't see me retire without fighting Errol Spence. I said, oh yeah, he talking about moving up. He on some real bitch shit. And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to call it how I see it, and that's what they own. Very non-committal. And they better be prepared to come time to make that fight. When that fight is announced and built up, you know, when that fight is built up and they come through, and the press conferences get to flowing, and the juices get to flowing, and all that get to going, okay? They better be prepared to hear a lot of Errol Spence. And per Errol Spence, I understand that champions don't chase pheasants. And I 100% hope this guy, when the winner of this fight, you know, get made, hop in the ring, or go to the press conference and pull up on these clowns like Lara did Canelo, like Golovkin jumped in the ring with Canelo after the fight with Chavez Jr. Andrade putting up on the Charlos. I want to see that. I want to see him pull up on him. And now that you a champion, from one champion to another champion, fight me, pussy. I want him to I know he a real respectable, clean-cut guy now that he rubbing shoulders with the Cowboys organization. He can't get real flagrant and belligerent like he wants to get, you know. But I want to hear him respectfully call out the winner in this fight in the ring at the press conference and say, let's do it. Sometimes you gotta be a go-getter. You gotta go get what you want. And if his mouth is closed, he ain't get fed because these guys are not going to voluntarily fight him without some public embarrassment. But it's the Boxing Clinic and more. Appreciate it. Y'all know what it is. We gone.